Hey guys, welcome to the Hoan Zone, where we multiply the assets that you own. Today we are continuing the low and no money strategy series. Today we talk about partnerships. If you like videos like these, be sure to hit the subscribe button because I release new videos every Monday and Wednesday. When you find that right partner, that partner will make your business multiply faster than you can on your own. You get one of those situations where it's like 1 + 1 = 3 or 30 or to the power of 10 or whatever, right? The right partner will just send you to the moon. And that's what you want with a partnership. But the wrong partner will sink your company faster than the Titanic. It is super, super, super important that you pick the right partner to grow your business. They say it's like a marriage. Well, this one is exactly that because you're going to be spending a lot of time with them. You're going to have a lot of thoughts with them. You're going to fight with each other. And if you can't get through that stuff, you're in for a rocky ride. There have been a lot of great partnerships like Larry Page and Sergey Brin of Google. Then you have Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard of HP. Let's not forget Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield of Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream. And then my favorite partnership of all, Mark Zuckerberg and Eduardo Saverin of Facebook. If you guys don't know the story, Mark Zuckerberg kicked Eduardo out of the company early on through a number of lawsuits and settlements. They've hashed it all out. Eduardo got paid off. Today, if you look it up, February of 2021, Eduardo was worth $14 billion. Now, Mark was worth $100 billion. So 14 sounds small, but $14 billion overall. That's great. But unfortunately, their relationship was severed. Imagine you got kicked out of your own company, the company that you started. It happens. Ask Steve Jobs. When it comes to partnerships, what you're trying to do is find somebody who's strong where you're weak. It's a complement, not two exact identical people, and that's where I see a lot of problems happen. If you find two people who are strong at marketing but terrible in operations and then they partner, you just have two strong marketers now. You want to find somebody who is the yin of your yang. This is definitely true when it comes to a real estate business. When it comes to real estate, there are a lot of jobs that need to be done, and what you want to do is find a partner that complements you where you're not strong and they can do what they do better than you ever could. A couple of partnerships that I've heard about in real estate is where somebody knows how to do construction and somebody else has the money. They come together and they form a partnership. Now, this partnership might only last for one deal, but it is still a partnership. The person who knows the construction, they may have found the deal, and then they found the person with the money. The person with the money funds the whole operation. The property gets built up, sold, and they're all paid off. That's a good partnership, and it's good that it's a short run partnership because sometimes it doesn't have enough time for you guys to fight. It's a good deal. It worked out and everybody's happy. Not all partnerships have to last forever, and you don't have to do every single deal with a person ongoing forever. We call those more like joint ventures than partnerships. We do one deal together. That's a joint venture. Fantastic. We all got paid. We're all happy. Other people want to get into a partnership where they're doing all deals moving forward together, where they put all their time and energy into a company, into a brand, and then that brand, that company moving forward buys deals, sells them off, keeps them as rentals, wholesales them, and everything that comes through the door is split amongst the partners. You have to decide what kind of partnership you want. Do you want a one and done, or do you want one that goes on forever? Both have their pros and cons. The short one and done, the good part is once it's done, and you guys don't have to worry about each other anymore. The con is you can't focus your energy into building the company as you would if it were a company that was going to buy multiple properties together. There, you guys can learn each other's strengths and weaknesses, and then you can develop a relationship and a good working system. That takes time, but you may not want that. Really decide what is it that you want from this partnership. The other benefit that I've seen from a partnership is that when you're ready to quit, they might keep you in the game longer than you would have kept yourself. There's this accountability, there's this friendship, there's somebody there that's going to hold you there when your emotions are running high. Business is a very, very emotional thing, and you're going to want to quit all of the time. Sometimes you can take yourself or walk yourself off the cliff. Other times you're just going to jump. But if there's somebody there, they may stop you. And that might be the best thing in the world, because maybe you're just having a bad day. It doesn't mean you should quit. The one big mistake that I see people doing all of the time is that when they get into a partnership, they can only see the good in it. They can only see, wow, we can do more deals together and we can come up with more money, and you do your part and I do my part and everything's fantastic. Too often people only focus on the good. They never discuss the bad. What I want to do is I want to go over a few questions with you so that you can ask yourself, and then you can decide whether or not you're ready for a partnership. A question you want to consider when you're in that partnership is, if your partner is not living up to their end of the bargain, what are you going to do about it? Let's say I was in charge of managing construction and they were in charge of raising money, but then they didn't do it. They couldn't raise the money, or they needed to find a deal and they didn't do it. What happens then? Or maybe they're in charge of construction and then they don't do the construction. I've already raised the money. I already found the property. We bought the property. Their job is to manage construction. The contractor leaves. They're stuck. They don't have any other contractors, and they want to give up because they're so frustrated with the current contractor who left with a lot of money. What do you do? These are the kind of questions that you have to ask while you're building your company and deciding on whether you want to have a partnership or not. If the partner doesn't live up to their end, then what? Another question that you're going to want to ask is, what happens when there's a budget overrun, when you guys spend too much money on your deal? If your project needs more money, where does the money come from? Is it split between the two of you? Or is it only going to be paid for by the person who brings the money? You're like, oh, well, you're the money person. Yeah, but you're the construction person who told me it was this much money. Do you guys split that difference? Or is the money person in charge? What if the project really goes south? What if the project goes really, really wrong and the project loses money to the point where you actually have to bring money to closing? Does that money come from the money person? The person who brought all the equity, all the capital to the project? Or does somehow the other partner who didn't bring any money, does that person have to come up with half of the money you guys need to bring to the table to close the property? These are tough questions to answer. Here's a big one. What happens when you guys disagree on a topic and you guys are completely opposed to it? I want to paint the walls white. I want to paint the walls green. And you guys just can't decide. Who wins? How do you guys move forward? That's a big one. What if a partner wants to get out of the partnership? They say, I'm done. Is there a buyout clause? Did you guys figure that part out? What if your partner dies? What happens there? Does the family inherit their half, and then you have to work with their family? Or do you get the whole company? Difficult decision. Also, is it always going to be 50-50? If you and I are partners, is this going to be a 50-50 split? And if not, how do we decide that? How do we value each other? How do we value each other to the company? These are questions that you have to ask yourself and ask your partner before you guys ever sign any paperwork. I've seen a lot of partnerships go really bad, and you don't want to have that situation, even because not just the business, but the relationship that you had with the person. If you're thinking about becoming a partner with them, they were probably a friend at some point, or just someone you know. And if you have a rift because of the partnership, it will affect all aspects of your life. You really, really have to consider whether or not it's worth getting into a partnership with them. Now, there are a lot of benefits. You get to work with a friend. Maybe this is your best friend, and you might create something fantastic like Ben and Jerry. Let's say Ben and Jerry were friends for a long time, and then they got rich together. That's an ultimate win right there. But there are risks to it. And you got to ask yourself, are you willing to risk it? The best partnerships I've found come from people who actually act for the other person. And let me explain this one. Let's say you and I are partners. If my actions that I take are going to be good for the company, I will also ask myself, will the actions that I take make you, my partner, happy? And if the answer is yes, if my actions are going to make you happy and that's why I want to do the actions, then this is overall going to be a great partnership. Now, whether this is a marriage or a business partnership, you want to act in that way. Are my actions going to make you happy? If you do that in the business, you will have a thriving business. Now, the business may not be going so well. The economy might have changed. Your product might have a lot of competition. The business itself might be rocky, but the partnership can still be strong because I'm going to do my best for you and you do your best for me. And if you guys have that mentality, the business can continue to grow because you guys will make it through. The business itself is going to have a rocky point. It's going to have tough competition like I was mentioning, But if you guys can work together and work through that, then your business has a chance to survive. Why this topic is a part of the low and no money strategy series is simply because if you're the person without the money, you can have a partner who has the money. But be mindful of all of the questions that I asked. Part of the low and no money strategy series because you can raise all the money from a partner. You can have your skills be worth 50% of a company and have their money worth 50% of a company. That way you can do all the deals you want without your own money. I'd love to hear from you. Have you heard of partnership success stories? Have you heard of partnership horror stories? Are you currently in a partnership? Let me know below. Let me know how it worked for you. If you like this video, definitely do me a big favor and hit that like button. And if you have a potential partner, hit that share button and share this with them. You guys definitely have to have this conversation before you start your business partnership. That is it for me today. If you guys want more content, check out the other videos on the Hoan Zone YouTube channel, as well as go to hoanzone.com to see what upcoming trainings I have. All right, until next time, see you guys. Peace.